There is something extraordinary about Argentina's national team. Why are young, successful, ambitious players willing to run until their bodies have nothing left? For one man, for Lionel Messi. Why does Rodrigo de Paul throw himself into every challenge, as if he were protecting something sacred? Why are warriors like Cristian Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Nicolás Otamendi willing to put their bodies on the line, without a moment's hesitation? And after already helping Messi become a world champion, why would they still fight with everything they have to help their captain lift the golden trophy one more time? The answer cannot be found only in soccer. It lives in the character of the Argentine people. It lives in the history of a nation that has endured crisis, disappointment, division, yet keeps rising. It lives in the working-class neighborhoods, where children grow up with a ball at their feet and a dream inside their hearts. And above all, it lives in the long, painful, unforgettable journey of Lionel Messi. Argentina is a country that can argue about almost anything. Its people disagree about politics. They're divided by class, geography, history, belief. They can debate for hours, sometimes raising their voices as if the whole world depended on it. But when the national team walks onto the field, wearing those sky blue and white stripes, something changes. For 90 minutes, millions of people stop seeing what separates them. They remember what connects them. Because for Argentines, the national team isn't just a soccer team. It's a reflection of who they are. A proud people, a passionate people, a nation that can be pushed into hardship, that can suffer painful defeats, but refuses to surrender. There are a few words that explain the Argentine spirit. The first is garra, the courage to fight until the very end, the will to keep running when the legs are already gone. Then there's aguante, the ability to endure, to stay loyal, to stand beside your people in the darkest moments, not only when everything is going well. And finally, picardia, the cleverness, the streetwise instinct to survive, even when every path looks closed. These qualities didn't come only from the soccer field. They were shaped by everyday life. Argentina has lived through repeated waves of economic and social uncertainty. Its people learned how to adapt, how to improvise, how to solve problems with almost nothing. That's why unity in Argentina isn't some abstract idea. It can be a family gathered around an asado, a circle of friends passing the same cup of mate, a whole neighborhood singing the same song, or millions of people wearing the number 10 on their backs. And then Lionel Messi appeared. But the relationship between Messi and Argentina was never a simple love story. Messi left Rosario as a child. He grew up in Barcelona. He became a superstar far from home. He was quiet, reserved. He didn't have Diego Maradona's explosive personality. And for years, people looked at Messi and asked a painful question. How could he win everything with Barcelona but not do the same for Argentina? He was constantly compared to Maradona. His love for his country was questioned. He was criticized for not singing the national anthem. Every defeat became his responsibility. Every missed chance became another reason to doubt him. Argentina lost the 2014 World Cup final. Then came more heartbreak in the Copa America finals. Messi carried an entire country on his shoulders, and it was still never enough. At one point, overwhelmed by disappointment, he walked away from the national team. He looked broken, defeated, emotionally exhausted. But then, he came back. Not because Argentina had always been kind to him, not because the criticism had disappeared. He came back because despite all the pain, he still wanted to bring his country joy. That decision changed everything. The Argentine people began to understand the man behind the genius. Messi wasn't a distant superstar who didn't care. He was someone who had suffered with them, who had lost with them, who had been criticized, doubted, wounded, and still chose to return. He kept choosing Argentina, again and again and again. The current generation of Argentine players understands that journey better than anyone. Many of them grew up watching Messi. Before they became professionals, before they played on the world's biggest stages, they were kids sitting in front of a television, watching him glide past defenders, watching him create moments that seemed impossible, watching him carry the hopes of his country. To these players, Messi isn't just a teammate, he's a childhood hero. Rodrigo de Paul once said that when Messi is your captain, you're willing to go to war for him. Argentina's players don't fight for Messi simply because he's the greatest of his generation. They fight for him because he never acts like a king. When a teammate is in a better position, Messi gives him the ball. When younger players struggle, Messi lifts them up. When the team wins, he shares the glory. When the team loses, he takes the responsibility. That's leadership without arrogance. Leadership built on humility, loyalty, sacrifice. The 2022 World Cup revealed the true power of that connection. Argentina opened the tournament with a shocking loss to Saudi Arabia. In that moment, the entire world believed Argentina might collapse. The pressure came back. The doubt came back. The fear came back. But Messi told the Argentine people to trust them. He said the team would be more united than ever. And that's exactly what happened. From that moment on, Argentina stopped looking like a collection of talented individuals. They became a family. When Messi was surrounded by defenders, his teammates created space for him. When he lost the ball, the players behind him fought to win it back. When opponents tried to provoke him, Argentina stood together. De Paul ran and ran. Enzo Fernandez fought for every inch. Alexis Mac Allister sacrificed himself. Julian Alvarez pressed every single defender. Emiliano Martinez faced the penalties without fear. Romero and Otamendi defended as if the goal behind them belonged to their own families. And when Messi finally lifted that trophy, the world didn't just see one man fulfilling his destiny. It saw a team helping its captain reach the dream of a lifetime. But Messi had also helped every one of those players become a world champion. It was never 10 players sacrificing themselves for one superstar. It was 11 men protecting one shared dream. And now, every time Argentina enters another major tournament, the motivation is no longer just about winning another title. The players understand that their time with Messi is running out. Every match could be one of the last times they wear the same jersey as him. Every pass, every goal, every celebration could become a memory they carry for the rest of their lives. The younger players want to win for their country, for their families, for the fans who travel thousands of miles just to follow the team. But somewhere deep inside, there's another desire. They want to give Lionel Messi one more unforgettable chapter. Not because Messi needs another trophy to prove his greatness. He has nothing left to prove. They want to do it as a way of saying, thank you. Thank you for carrying Argentina through years of disappointment. Thank you for coming back after the most painful defeats. Thank you for continuing to believe when millions had already lost faith. Thank you for turning a generation of children watching from their living rooms into world champions, standing beside their hero. That's why Argentina's players can find one more sprint when their legs already have nothing left. That's why they can make one more tackle when their bodies are already spent. That's why they can rise after falling behind, why they can survive the chaos, why they can fight until the final second to help Messi take one more step toward the golden trophy. But remember this, they're not fighting only for one man. They're fighting for everything Messi represents: perseverance, loyalty, humility, the courage to return after failure, the strength to keep going after humiliation, and the belief that when Argentines stand together, they can do what once seemed impossible. One day, Lionel Messi will no longer walk onto that field, wearing Argentina's colors. One day, the number 10 will belong to someone else. The stadium will still be full. The songs will still be sung. New heroes will rise. But what Messi gave Argentina will remain. It will live in the young players who watched him. It will live in the streets of Rosario, in the neighborhoods of Buenos Aires, in the sky blue and white flags hanging from balconies. in the songs echoing from the stands, and in the memories of millions of people who suffered with him, cried with him, and finally celebrated with him. Messi spent his whole career chasing Argentina's greatest dream, and now Argentina is ready to fight once more to protect Messi's final dream. Because to them, he's no longer just the captain, no longer just the greatest player they've ever seen. Lionel Messi has become part of the story of an entire nation. And if destiny gives them one more chance, Argentina won't walk onto that field only to win a soccer match. They'll walk onto it to fight for their people, to defend their identity, to protect one another, and maybe to write one final, glorious chapter for the legend they're not yet ready to say goodbye to. Lionel Messi gave everything to Argentina. Now, Argentina is ready to give everything back.